Welcome back to the season finale of the Unprofessional Fives, Season 2, the Unsigned Series. Blue team, Brandon DeBono in goal, aka Pops. Miguel Sherry steps out of goal onto the field to show off his outfield skills alongside Thomas Grima, Matt Iris and Pav Zerpa. Pav obviously in the mix for assist king this season, and Matt Iris is a hat-trick away from taking me over in top spot of top goal scorer. On the pink team, returning legend of season 1, the Cat, aka Miguel Falzon, finished from his season with Ormi FC this year and now is back for the final episode to get himself into the swing of things alongside Sean Elul, who is a great player as well, very fast on the counter-attack. Charles Gandini makes his return from the earlier episodes of the season, as well as Mark Kutaya and Pedro Ashisa, who also scored a vital goal in the week before to keep my team in the game and eventually allow us to win it. So blue team are going to kick us off, and this is going to be a flary game. Let me tell you that there are some fast players on the field today. Grima gets us started off as he blasts the ball wide. You can see me there on the sideline. Hamstring is torn and I am out for the final game, which means there is a 2-goal lead at the top for me as top goal scorer as Matt Iris chases me down relentlessly. He needs 3 goals this game to overtake me and become the top goal scorer of season 2. Will he do it? That is the big question. Miguel Sherry picks up the ball. Fast feet from the goalkeeper there. Miguel Sherry is one I want you guys to watch out for this episode because it's his first time playing outfield in the series. Obviously so reliable in goal, and now I gave him the reward of being such a good goalkeeper that he could come out and show us his outfield ability as well. Grimaldo passes it over to Pav. Pav is currently on 7 assists in 2 games, and this gives him a vital opportunity to try and get 4 assists to overtake Justin, who is still currently top of the assist leaderboard. Obviously Musu not available in this match, which means that Justin's only competition of being overtaken right now is Pav. So it's all down to Pav whether he can overtake or not. Pink on the ball, resetting it out to Miguel Falzon, the Cat, who takes a shot and it's blocked early by the other Miguel there. Charles Gandini passes the ball into Sean Elul. Sean passes the ball through to Mark. This little trio up front is looking lively in the opening minutes as Pav clears it for a corner kick. Pink team reset the attack here, back to the edge of the box. Miguel makes a good block. It's come back out to Pedro, but he's swiped at that one with his left foot. Stronger on his left foot. I was expecting a better shot there, but just rushing at it in those opening 2 minutes. The sparring period has officially commenced. Both teams looking for that early opening to get themselves in the lead. Here comes the Milky Bar Kid. Could this be the first one? He plays it across the goal, but Mark Katayar gets in the way and blocks it. Charles Gandini on the ball. Plays it through to Pedro, loose touch, but it comes back out to Charles. Charles obviously has returned in the earlier season. We saw that he'd just come back from a year and a half out injured, and obviously he's starting to find his feet fitness-wise. Today, I think you see a Charles Gandini that's had a bit more time, but look at that! What a great start for the Milky Bar Kid. And just take a look at the precision of Miguel Sherry there to nutmeg Mark Katayar with the pass. Put it on a plate for Matt Iris at the back post, who taps in the open goal, and that is 1 goal away. He's now on 15 goals for the season. I'm currently sat on 16, and just like that, 4 minutes into the game, it's a dream start for the Milky Bar Kid, and it looks like he might be walking away with the top goal scorer title. As I was saying about Charles Gandini, he has returned from injury. He's had a few weeks of training now outside of the Fives, and he wanted to take a bit of a break from the earlier days of the season because he still felt a bit rusty. And he's had a few weeks to train, and he does look a lot sharper, a lot fitter, and you see a lot from him this game. I'm just going to tell you that. So keep your eyes on Charles Charles Gandini as Matt Iris hits the crossbar with a back heel. Oh my God, that would have been 2 goals and he would have tied me in the first 5 minutes, and for sure that would have been him able to go and get another goal towards the end of the game. Will it be one of those days where that final goal Matt needs just doesn't go in? He takes the ball on the run here, tries to play it across, but Charles Gandini makes a good block. Matt restarts the game quickly. Pav on the ball. He's going to reset the attack back to Pops. Pops, such an experienced goalkeeper there, plays it back into Pav. Now Thomas Grimaldo on the ball, fakes the pass. Here comes Sherry, and oh my God, Matt Iris misses an open goal. He stood on the goal line, very reminiscent of the first goal. Ball played on a dime to him at the back post. All he had to do was tap it in, and he's absolutely blasted it wide from 1 yard. Matt Iris won't want to miss too many more of those, or he might learn that he's getting too frustrated and end up wasting his opportunity to be the top goal scorer. Miguel Sherry does great defensively there to get the ball. You can see him, he's a bit of a box-to-box animal at the moment as he cuts inside. Great feet, still on the ball. Charles Gandini intercepts and plays it to Sean, and Sean is going to get fouled there by the Milky Bar Kid. Naughty there, naughty play from Milky Bar Kid. We know he's got a little bit of attitude in his locker. We like that from him, and he just gives a little trip there to Sean to stop him from counter-attacking. Mark plays one round the corner to Sean. Sean back to Mark. Mark tries to get it across to Pedro, who's just a little bit slow on his feet there. Milky Bar Kid passes the ball down to Miguel Sherry, who's going to switch the ball out to Pav. Little one revved around the corner to Tom, but it just goes off. Like Miguel fouls on the ball, restarts the game with Charles now. Charles is going to drive out from the back. He's got nowhere to go, so he restarts back to Miguel. Miguel plays the ball all the way through to Mark. Great turn. Mark plays it across. Lovely ball. What happened there? That didn't go in? Off the post, and it comes back out. So close. I thought that was a goal. Oh my God, it's hit the bar again. And finally, Charles is able to tap it in. Blue team switched off for what seemed like forever there. This pink team rattled the post first, then rattled the crossbar. Sean plays a lovely ball back across the box here, and blue team just absolutely sleeping as Charles trickles the ball into the bottom corner. Pops would be a little bit disappointed he didn't save that one with how slow the shot came. I think I'll give him the credit there that he thought that was actually going to be blasted at him. But it wasn't to be, as now Pops picks up the ball at the back. We're 1-1 as we approach the 10th minute mark. Matt Iris given another key chance there. Milky Bar Kid should be level at the top goal scorer charts, but just cannot find the back of the net. Miguel fouls on. I drafted him in specifically for this game to try and stop the Milky Bar Kid. What a pass from Miguel fouls on there. And Charles is going to take the ball and play a ball across, and what a fucking goal. Crossed in through the air, an aerial effort there. Look at the flexibility of Sean Alou as he jumps through the air and gets a lovely touch to it just to redirect it into the corner. Past Pops, nothing Pops could do about that one, and pink team do take the lead now 2-1 as we hit the halfway mark of the first half. Milky Bar Kid round the corner to Pops. Pops plays the ball through, and Charles cleans it up and tries to go for goal, but Grimaldo is going to pick it up and clean up at the back. Janitor's duty for Grimaldo as he sweeps around, plays the ball out to Pops. Pops switches it across to Pav. And blue team wasteful with the opportunity there, not finding the right pass. Trying to go for a high press here, blue, but Mark is so great at escaping the press as he passes it across. Sean Alou, and how's he put that wide? He had to pass that to Pedro and go for the easy goal, but they've been punished. Now Pav's on the ball, great save, and it's fallen to the one man I didn't want to see the ball fall to on the pitch. Milky Bar Kid, open goal, left-footed volley, manages to score. Don't discredit Miguel there. He was actually so close to saving that rebound and making the double save. Did a great job to make himself big for the first effort. But Matt Iris, right place at the right time. He's now 16-16 with me. We're tied at the top. He needs one more goal to cement his place as the top goal scorer of season 2. Will he manage to do it, or will Pink Team be able to keep him at bay? I've offered Pink Team a €100 win bonus if they can stop Milky Bar Kid from overtaking me. So let's see how that pans into the game now. Charles on the ball. Plays a nice one into the middle to Pedro, and look at this Pink Team just keeping the possession here, slowing it down a little bit, not rushing. very, very patient on the build-up, which is very, very good and effective as they just start to pick blue out of their positions. Pedro trying to do too much and he's giving it away to Milky Bar Kid, who's now going to drive out and give it back to Miguel Sherry, who passes to Pav. Pav a little bit slow on the ball and Pedro gets a vital touch there just to kick it off. Pops on the ball now, driving out from the back, which we know he does so well. Matt Iris and Miguel fouls on the cat. 9 lives, makes a great save. Lovely touch there from Pav as he keeps hold of the ball. Pops almost gives away the ball, but doesn't, keeps hold of it. And now Pink Team have managed to win it back at the back. Cat plays it. Oh, what a save from Pops. Denying Pink from getting that all-important goal. And just like that, Miguel Falzon almost gets himself into the record books by being the first goalkeeper to score a goal in Season 2. What a time to do it in the season finale that would have been, but just hits the crossbar instead. Now Pops is going to start an all-important counter-attack. So comfortable on the ball. We know he's like a box-to-box midfielder when he steps out of the post. Grimaldo plays the ball out wide. Milky Bar Kid trying to do too much. It stayed on. He's managed to win it back. And that's going to go out for a goal kick there. Pedro on the ball. Plays the ball all the way back to the cat. Miguel fouls on. Miguel plays it to Mark. Nice and patient as we reach the final 5 minutes of the first half. Mark's driven through the heart of the blue team. Gives it to Charles. Charles pokes it through. Pedro... And look at that lovely little bit of improvisation there from Milky Bar Kid as he gets the ball through, and Cat makes a great save down low. Sean swipes at the ball and puts it wide. And Pops is going to restart that attack from the back here. Pav on the ball, just keeping it ticking at the back. He's done a very good job with Pops just to slow the game down when he needs to. They're the much more mature players on this side as the rest of them are all guns blazing here. Miguel Sherry driving forward, plays the ball through, and it's been defended by Charles well there in front of the goal. Miguel Sherry plays into the middle, and just like that, look at them open up the space. Lovely little movement there from Grimaldo as he comes through the middle and then spins out to open up that channel through the middle. Grimaldo blasts it just wide. Pink Team restart the game from the back here. Pedro on the ball. Gives it back to Miguel Falzon. Played through the middle. Lovely little triangle patterns here. Pav intercepts it well. Gets cut out though. He's kept hold of it and passes it off the field there. Pedro plays into Charles. Charles gives it away to Milky Bar Kid, but it's been kept hold of by Mark, who's going to drive all the way through the middle. Lovely footwork, and Miguel Sherry just does enough, but Mark's held on to the ball. Hasn't been dispossessed yet. And Milky Bar Kid tries to get a hold of the ball, but just ends up kicking it out of play. Pedro on the ball, gives it to Sean. Sean tries the nutmeg, it doesn't come off. Pav is going to give it to the Milky Bar Kid, who's now going to go 1v1. Lovely little nutmeg as he goes past Pedro there. Cuts back on himself, drives through the middle, and plays it out wide to Miguel Sherry, who's been caught out there. They get away with it, and blue team can restart the attack. Pav switches the ball across, tries to go for the nutmeg there, Miguel Sherry, but it doesn't come off, and Charles does ever so well to go and pick that ball back up. The cat is on the ball now, plays it forward. Lovely little pass inside from Charles to Mark. Mark snatches at the shot, and it gets blocked by the Milky Bar Kid. Pav on the ball now. Oh, Mark's almost caught Pops out there, but Pops gets away with it, gives it to Pav. Pav now driving forward, plays it to Milky Bar Kid. Could this be the goal? No, Pedro just gets in the way and stops him. And now Pedro beats Pav. Pedro on the run, switches it across to Charles. And Charles just puts it wide. Great save from Pops. Just gets fingertips to it to touch it wide of the post. Ball played across, and Charles is at the back post there. How has he not scored? Pops does enough, and Miguel Sherry comes from the other side just to poke it away. I don't know how Charles hasn't managed to put that into the goal. Scrapes it with the bottom of his studs instead of getting any kind of connection on it. Miguel Falzon on the ball, plays the ball back down the line to Sean. Blue team have done enough, and now they can draw out from the back, but Miguel Sherry's taken too long. found Shauna Law. Charles gets the assist there. Lovely pass, just splits Pav in half there. Gives it to Shauna, and Shauna on the edge of the box here. Absolutely clinical. Pauses, waits, and then just slots it into that bottom corner with real precision. Second goal of the game for Shauna Law. Great debut he's having on the final episode of the series. Definitely someone we're going to have to see more of in the future series of the Unprofessional Fives. Final 40 seconds of the half. Can blue team get an immediate response and try to get themselves back equal before the halftime whistle is blown? Miguel Sherry tries to play the ball across, but it's not come off. And here we go, pink team on the ball. Charles driving out, gives it wide to Mark. Mark switches it across, but Pedro gets in the way and blocks it. And now blue team can counter, but Pedro gets in the way and stops that attack. Blue team running out of time, 10 seconds left. It's now or never. Lovely back heel from Grimaldo and a great save from Miguel Falzon in goal. They've got 5 seconds to get this corner now. Ball played across and Charles kicks it out. That's half time, 3-2 at the break. Pink team have looked the livelier team. I think they're in a bit more of control of the game, and blue team are trying to catch them on the counter attack. Obviously Miguel Sherry is being pivotal to the attacks. His precise passing through the lines has made it really easy for Matt Iris to capitalise and keep the goal deficit by one only and allow them to be in with a chance of taking over the game in the second half. Had it be 3-0, it could be a little bit too much right now for blue team to get back in, but blue team, to their defence, have done very well to keep the goals only to one deficit. And here we go. The second half is underway. Matt Iris driving through the middle, plays it out wide to Pav. Pav is going to slow it down and go back out to Miguel Sherry, who winds up, and what a shot. Stings the fingertips of Miguel Falzon. Had that have been anywhere but down the middle, I think that had a much better chance of going in, but he gives Miguel an easy chance there as Mark takes the ball straight off of Miguel Sherry, who slipped, and Pops makes a big save against Pedro to deny him, making it 4-2. Pedro intercepts, really quick thinking there to get ahead of Milky Bar Kid, trying to cut into that favoured left foot, but Milky Bar Kid takes it back off him. Charles wins the ball back. They're trading possession left and right. Ball played across. How has Milky Bar Kid not put himself on top of the leaderboard? That's his third open goal of the game that he's missed. Maybe today is not Milky Bar Kid's day. Ball is played across. Milky Bar Kid's still on the ball, but Charles does well to defend him. Shauna Law on the break. And that is precision right there. Strokes it along the canvas into the bottom corner. Right in the bottom corner, out of reach of Pops. And just like that, counter-attacked, and Pink have doubled the lead, and now it is all to play for in the final second half of the series. Charles on the spin. Miguel Sherry does well and rattles the post with the left-footed effort there. Miguel Sherry's feet are very impressive for a goalkeeper. Obviously trained at the ranks of San Juan Youth Nursery, who are known for producing very technical players. And he's showcasing why right now. Really holding his own against the outfield players here. Charles does well to intercept the ball. And they retain possession. It's going to be a pink ball. Played inside to Pedro. Pedro lays it back to Sean. Sean now winds up and blasts that way over the bar. Ball played into the middle. Lovely little jacks there from Grimaldo. Pops tries to play it across, but it doesn't come off, and Pav is going to clean up at the back and just take hold of the ball. Now you can see Pav directing like the puppet master, telling players where to go, pointing out the movements. Milky Bar Kid on the ball. Could this be the opportunity? He beats one, tries to beat the second. He's been crowded out with the goalkeeper out of goal. That's not where you want to be. And Pops almost punished for being on the fly now. Obviously, with the 2-goal deficit, you can see blue team deploying the fly goalkeeper, which means Pops is out of goal and joining the attack, so that they're playing with 5 players coming forward. And it's very risky, but the risk does pay off a lot of the time. When you have that extra player going forward, it makes it very difficult for the opposition to defend you. And you can see pink team struggling to hold possession. Miguel Sherry probably could have done better with the finish there, and Mark can now bring the pink team forward. Sean is their danger man, plays an outside foot pass there. How has Pops managed to make that save look so easy? Mark Katayar really should have finished the game and put it out of bed, but it's not going to be, and blue team have still got a chance here. Wasted pass from Milky Bar Kid. Now Sean is on the counter. It's 3v the goalkeeper, and he's wasted it by going for the shot early, and it's been blasted wide instead of finding Mark Kataya at the back post. Pav plays the ball out wide to Miguel. Miguel blasts it high wide, not at all handsome there. Got to be more clinical in front of goal here. Blue team are not paying with their opportunities, and it will end up being a costly miss later in the game if they don't find these goals soon. Charles tries to play it across. We know if the ball touches the top of the net, it's a spot and play. Blue team are going to resume the game from further back here. Miguel Sherry on the ball. Tries to play it back to Pops, but Charles gets a long leg in front of the ball here, and Miguel's now going to have to reset the attack. Gives it to Grimaldo. Grimaldo's in a bit of space here. Look to shoot, but does not, and gives it back to Pav. Pav now gives it to Grimaldo. Grimaldo plays back to Pops. Pops does lovely little footwork there to shift wide. He's going to find Miguel Sherry out wide. Miguel Sherry cuts in, beats one. Cuts in, beats two. La Croqueta, and a left-footed, weak foot shot there from Miguel Sherry. So he cuts inside, beats the second player. Look at him just skip past Mark Kataya with the La Croqueta. Left-footed shot, completely wrong sides. Miguel Falzon finds a side netting in the bottom corner there. Absolutely delightful finish from the goalkeeper, Miguel Sherry. And I don't think this is going to be the last time you see this guy outfield at the five-a-sides. He's showing he is more than capable of hanging with the boys outfield, and he will get another opportunity somewhere down the line to do it again as Pops stops the goal there. Great little block on the goal line to deny Sean Alul. Miguel Sherry on the ball now, plays an outside foot pass there to split the field over to Pav, who's going to cut inside. Lovely little play there, but not enough on the pass, and Charles has done enough to get in and intercept the ball. 10 minutes remain. It is now or never for Blue team. They need to get themselves back on level terms, otherwise this game might start to get away from them. And look at that finish just as I'm talking. Charles rolls back the years. He is looking sharp today, defensively solid, and that finish right into the top of the corner. And one thing I will tell you right now, if you keep an eye on Charles's left football boot, he has absolutely opened it up and turned it into a mouth. He's got the bottom half of his studs hanging off the boot, and he is still playing. Look at his foot there. You can see the studs absolutely hanging off, which keeps getting caught in the ground as he's playing. And it's going to make it difficult for him. Lovely pass across goal, and Pink team, that might be it now. That might just be it. Lovely counter-attack. Mark Kataya with a lot of composure there to find the nutmeg pass across the goal to Sean, who finishes and gets his fourth goal of the game. Outrageous from Sean. Lovely debut. 4 goals, similar to that of Jamie Camilleri a few weeks ago. Absolute shooter. If he had been in the series a few more games, we'd probably be talking about Sean being on top of the goal scoring charts. Lovely nutmeg from Pops there. Ball played across to Matt. Milky Bar Kid lays it off to Pops. He's going to play the ball across, and Grimaldo gets an important goal back there to make it 6-4 to the Pinks. No longer is it 3-goal deficit. They're down to 2, and they have a chance. That is what they have right now. Blue team have a chance to try and get back into the game. Ball played out to Miguel. Miguel's going to come forward with the ball. Fakes the pass out wide, and now he starts driving forward. We know Miguel likes to contribute to the attacks. Beats 1, beats 2, gives it to Pedro. Pedro loses the ball, comes back out to Miguel. He's lost it, and now he's going to chase back. He's chasing back nice and fast. Lovely turn from Tom, but what's happened there? Miguel Falzon has stepped off the field injured. I'll tell you what, on the day there was a massive bang as he took a step there, and if you rewind the footage back you'll see it. Not a very comfortable plant of the leg, and his knee did buckle, and we later find out that he has torn his ACL, so he had to step off the pitch. You can see me, I put my bib on even with a torn hamstring. I've told the guys that we can't have Miguel stay on the pitch like I did last week. I'm going to step onto the pitch and go in goal and try to help Pink team hang on to the lead. Obviously, you're going to see throughout the game that I am still struggling as Charles takes a shot from the other end of the pitch there and almost rolls it into the far corner, but it just goes wide. But I'm very much struggling still myself. But I've got 8 minutes to try and prevent Milky Bar Kid from getting that final goal he needs to overtake me. You can see me, I'm holding my hamstring already. I can barely even walk, let alone kick the ball or try to save it. Mark Kataya drives forward, gives it to Sean, who does a Rabona across the box there, but no one there to finish. Pav on the ball, playing forward, uses his strength to hold off, and the ball's gone out of play, and I'm going to restart the attack here. Play the ball forward into Mark. Mark can now drive 1v1, beats Miguel Sherry. Has he got support with him? It's been forced wide and he can't find anywhere else from there. Ball comes through. I've managed to come off my line to get the ball and give it to Charles. Pink team are very much playing with one man down. I'm not there to be passed to. I'm simply there just to try and make a few saves. And just like that, that's my first save of the game. I've managed to get a save to it. Miguel Sherry plays it across the box and Sean's there to clean up and save me, conceding my first goal of the game. Pav on the ball. Gives it out wide to Pops. Pops driving through the middle, plays it through, but Charles intercepts. Can Pink team capitalise? Yes, they can. Sean Alul, 5th goal of the game. What a game he is having. Lovely precision. Like I said, he's a real shooter. Look at that. Just strokes the ball just out of reach of Pav into the middle of the goal. No chance for for blue team to get a hold of that. But instant reply. Pops ghosts in behind, picks up the ball, and as you can see, I can't come off my line and go and get it. Pops realises I can't move and just taps the ball into the corner. I try to stick out a leg and you see me immediately grip my hamstring as I feel it pull straight away, and Pops alerts the team that he knows that's my weak side now, and the team need to start targeting me on that side because I can't even extend my leg fully. Mark on the ball, 7-5. Pink team still doing very well, but we're going to have Mark drive out at the back. He's found well there. He's done well to find the gap to come out and break through the middle. Pops now on the ball, restarting the attack. Plays the ball through the middle to Pav. Pav keeps it and gives it to Tom, and Tom manages to reset the ball back to Pops. They're looking for a way to get through. Pink team doing a very good job, staying very compact here. Milky Bar Kid still looking for that third and final goal of the game. Sean stings the fingertips, and Charles really should be doing a better job there, but as you can see, that boot is really starting to cause him issues. Flapping away underneath him. Grimaldo comes forward, absolutely rifles it against the post. Lovely nutmeg from Miguel Sherry to keep hold of the ball. And now they're going to look to try and make an attack forward. It's played out wide to Pav. Pav plays it back out to Pops. Pops switches the ball to Miguel Sherry, who takes a shot, and I've made another save and I punch it into the top of the net there. Paramedics have arrived and they are going to come to the rescue for Miguel and take the cat off to the hospital to go and get checked out. And like I confirmed earlier, I've spoken to Miguel since, and it's looking like it's an ACL tear and he's going to be out for a little while now. So we hope he has a speedy recovery and he's back in time for the start of the actual football season with his team. But that is unfortunately going to rule him out of season 3 and season 4 of the Unprofessional Fives, which is really sad for me because he is one of my main goalkeepers. But as I'm talking, Thomas Grima capitalises on a bad shot there, scuffed shot from Miguel Sherry that finds its way through. And as I said before, just the slightest little touch takes it away from me, and I cannot stretch my leg out to go and intercept the ball, which means it goes into the goal, and there is now a 1-goal lead. Pink team are only in the lead by 1 goal. Can blue team find that final goal in the last 3 minutes? Sean Alul on the ball. Gets intercepted, but he's managed to keep hold of it somehow, but then he's lost it. Matt Iris comes forward and he's done it. The hard work has paid off for the Milky Bar Kid as he drives forward, beats Pedro on the outside. I've tried to close the angle, but Milky Bar Kid is got too much of the goal to aim for there because he knows I can't stretch my leg out and try to block it. And a well-deserved third and final goal for the Milky Bar Kid, which is going to wrap up his season and confirm him as top goal scorer of Season 2, the Unsigned Series, as he finishes with 17 goals for the season. Pink team still looking to try and get themselves back in the game. as Sean comes forward on the outside and tries to place it there, but it's not come off. 1 minute left, Pav on the ball. Will Pink Team steal a victory in the last few minutes like they did last week? It's going to be a little bit more tricky with me being in goal and not having someone like Pops in goal who can come forward and help us like he did last week. I've managed to make another block there, but I'm really struggling with my hamstring. Charles comes down the line but gives it away. Blue team now 30 seconds left to try and make something happen. Mark playing out of a really tight space here, and he's managed to find the gap out. Plays it forward to Pedro. Surely Pedro's got to do better there, but Pops just holds his position and receives the ball. Now Pops is coming forward. Plays it forward to Pav, tries to give it back to Pops, but it's gone out of play, and that is the full-time whistle. The last game of the season ends as a draw, which means no one gets 3 points on their individual leaderboards, which could end up being important. The game continues, and that's the end of the series there. So we are looking at 7-7 draw for the end of season 2. What a game. Bit of everything there. Sadly, it ended with an injury, which is what we don't want to see. And let's have a look and see who won man of the match. Obviously, there's one player that stood out for me who came back into the fold, having not played for a couple of weeks from the first few episodes. And he looked much sharper, scored an insane goal as well, putting that lovely shot into the top corner. And the man of the match has been decided that it is no other than Charles Gandini, man of the match, picking up the man of the match award for an excellent all-round performance. Defensively, he was solid at the back, really contributed going forward with attacks as well for his team, scored one important goal, and really, really good. I think, and it's an important victory for Charles here, personally, for him to pick up that Man of the Match award. A great way for him to sum up his return to Maltese football. He's, like I said, he's been out for a while and he's back. Goal of the game goes to Miguel Sherry, the goalkeeper that stepped out and joined the outfield players this episode. And let's take a look at that goal of the game. I think it's well deserved. It was between him and Charles, but lovely footwork, and the reverse finish with the left foot there, just impeccable from the goalkeeper. Let's take another look at it in slow motion because that was delightful. Picks up the ball, lovely outside of the foot touch there just to set it into the right space. Fakes the shot but cuts inside, which sells Charles Gandini. Beats him with the touch inside. Again, shapes up on his left as if he's going to shoot. Takes a La Croqueta, lovely feet just to set the ball. Takes a shot early. Gets it past Sean, past Miguel Falzon in goal. And that is going to wrap up his performance with a goal of the game. And a few awards that we need to mention. Pops obviously did score in the game, which meant that he is the first goalkeeper to score a goal in the Unprofessional Fives series whilst being in goal, which is a great statistic for him to pick up, and has rounded up an impressive 4 games that he's had in the series. And finally, obviously, we'd like to wish Miguel Falzon a speedy recovery, because that's not what we like to see. Obviously, I got injured in the previous episode, and that's a second injury in a row for a player playing in the five-a-sides. And Miguel's is a lot more serious than mine, and it came because he came and did a favour for me, filling in so that Miguel Sherry could play outfield. And I was hopefully going to save him for season 3. I didn't want to bring him back too early. Wanted to save him for the Pro Series, but in the end, he did the job for me, and it ended up costing him season 3. So Miguel, I hope you recover very quickly. We're going to be keeping in touch, and I'm hoping to keep him involved in season 3 in some capacity, so you guys can keep up to date with his recovery and his rehab. My recovery is underway, and I've got another 3 weeks, so you won't be seeing me at the start of season 3 and 4. I'm going to take a little bit of time to recover and come back stronger in the midway period of the season, it looks like. Let's take a look at some of the stats. Obviously, the final leaderboards for the season now. So the first leaderboards we're going to look at is the top goal scorers chart. Obviously, we had the narrative of this episode, Milky Bar Kid chasing me down on top, me being injured and on the sideline, unable to try and defend my streak, and just cheering on the opposition goalkeeper, hoping that he could stop Milky Bar Kid from getting those goals. But unfortunately, me stepping into goal and having to take over for the injured Miguel proved what Milky Bar Kid needed to find that all-important third and final final goal of the game, and he has finished top goal scorer, 17 goals in, I believe, 8 games he played in the end, possibly 7, but very impressive output from him. He showed a real creative spark throughout the series. I think he was a little bit selfish at times, but that's what you need to do to get results for your team in the five-a-sides. It's very much a 1v1 game at times, and he proved he's got the skills to pay the bills. Thomas Grima, late entry onto the goal-scoring charts, started to get himself going, ended on 12 goals for the season. Justin's 11 kept him on the leaderboard, even though he was absent for the final few games, and Mark Ty are just hanging on to 5th position there, staying on the charts with 10 goals as well. We look at assists, and no one was able to dethrone Justin despite his absence, and Musu was the closest to getting into first place with 10, staying on double digits alongside Justin on 11. Pav, Thomas and Charles all finish on 7, unable to break double digits. And now let's take a look at the next set of leaderboards. We've got myself finishing top of the nutmeg leaderboard with 7. Musu got 6. Matt Iris with 5. Pops in goal somehow managed to get 4 nutmegs. Honestly, he's delightful to watch on the ball. I think he got 3 nutmegs in one game, all against Thomas Grima. And Justin also finished on 4 nutmegs. Let's have a look at the goalkeeper MVP. So Miguel Sherry, there you see it. Obviously, he played a lot more games than a lot of the other goalkeepers, but ended on 107 saves for the series. Very impressive numbers. Pops played half the amount of games in goal and finished on 73. So it looked like he was on track to overtake Miguel if there were more games in the series. Pops, obviously, national team futsal goalkeeper. Very, very impressive goalkeeper. Kyron Spiteri played 2 games and made 28 saves across the 2 games at the beginning of the series, which has done enough for him to keep bronze medal, and Bone there picking up 24 in one game, which was super impressive from him, as well as Dejan Vela, the kid, keeping himself at the bottom of the leaderboard there with 16 saves. Guys, that is the end of season 2 of the Unprofessional Fives #unsigned series. We are going to be back this summer, starting the filming at the end of May in 2 weeks' time, with the series 3 and series 4 are going to be filmed at the same time. We've got season 3, the Pro Series, and season 4, the Vibes game, coming to your screens later in the summer. Obviously, season 3 will be released first, and then season 4 will be filmed at the same time, but released after season 3, to give you guys plenty of content to keep you guys going while the football season is underway and while players are back at their club teams and unable to compete in the series. We've got some big names lined up for you. In fact, I'm going to leave the episode with you confirming 2 players that are ones to look out for in the series. Exclusive release for 2 of the professional players that are being confirmed for the series. So they're going to show up on screen right now, and that is going to be a familiar face that many of you will recognize from season 1 of the Unprofessional Fives. Joseph Willie is confirmed and is returning to season 3, the Pro Series of the Unprofessional Fives, formerly of Valletta FC. Obviously, he made that dream transfer to the Maltese Premier League, having competed in that summer season of the Fives, and recently just finished a stint of playing football in Portugal with USD Paredes, and is back in Malta right now and is going to be a part of the Fives. Very accomplished player. We'll take a look at some of his stats. 269 professional appearances. He's got a host of runner-up medals and winner medals with cup games that he's played for the Nigerian national team, under 17s and under 20s setup. Some of the clubs on his resume are Red Tigers, Wari Wolve, Iwere FC, Bikakara in the Premier League, Sweetie United, Lobi Stars FC, Valletta FC, Union Sport Paredes, and again, obviously, like I said, the national team of Nigeria. The second player that you're getting exclusively confirmed is none other than Keon Iworum, who is a hot prospect in Malta. Just finished a season where the Section A minors champions, Valletta FC, were crowned champions of the top league of the under-21s league here in Malta. And Keon was a vital part of that. He is only 17 years old, made his debut for Valletta this year at 16 years old, made 11 appearances for Valletta in the Premier League as part of the senior team, scored 1 goal and 1 assist. So he's got his debut goal and assist for the first team, made his senior debut against Sirens FC on the 28th of January 2024 this year, age 16. Like I said, this year he won Section A of the National Youth League, and then also a few years ago he won the National Under-15s Section A League as well with Valletta. Decorated player, also was part of the Pieta Hotspurs setup, and he's represented Malta on the national setup for age groups under 15s, 16s, 17s, 18s, 19s and 21s. I had him on a few trial games as part of the Vibes game, and I tell you what, I was so impressed, I decided he is more than good enough to be one of the young bright sparks for the Pro Series, and you're going to get very familiar with this young baller as we come into the filming of season 3. Guys, make sure you follow Unprofessional Football Fives on Instagram for more exclusive releases of which players are going to be confirmed for the series of season 3 that is coming up in the end of May as we start filming. There are so many talented ballers. We've got ex-Premier League players. We've got ex-Premier League winners. We've got national team players. We've got international players that are based from the Premier League all the way down to the Amateur League. Familiar faces from season 1 will be returning. So get ready to see which faces you'll recognize that are being re-announced to the series. I'm telling you, there is so much talent on display in this next series. And finally, guys, this is the final time I'm going to be signing out of the Unprofessional Fives Season 2, the Unsigned series. If you've enjoyed, please do leave a like on the season finale episode. Go and check out the official playlist for the season and watch all 10 episodes where you can support the players that have been playing this series. You'll find everyone's links in the description below of each game they played. Go check us out on Instagram. Follow the channel to get ready, because the Unprofessional Footballer podcast is returning to your screens next Saturday with the release of Toby Promise, who is currently playing his football in Estonian Premier League team, and you will be seeing how he made that transfer. It's a transfer deadline day special from when he made his transfer from Sirens FC and jumped across to Estonia to play for the team he currently represents over there. He's just been awarded Player of the Month, Goal of the Month. He's killing it over there, guys. So you're going to get his first episode as episode 12 of season 2 of the Unprofessional Footballer podcast. So every Saturday, you're now going to be getting podcast content and learning more about Maltese footballers and the trials and tribulations footballers face on a day-to-day basis. So stay tuned for that, and subscribe to the channel for more content, and we will see you guys later. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next season.